Hi, I'm Jen Fulmer. I am the Executive Director of Boots2Roots. Boots2Roots is a fairly new Maine nonprofit that is bridging the gap from serving our country to strengthening Maine communities. Boots2Roots works exclusively with active duty military members and their families who are planning to transition to Maine up to a year before they transition so that we can prep them early, network for them so they can hit the ground running when they get here, gain and maintain financial stability quickly, and start giving back to Maine's workforce. Boots2Roots was founded on the hypothesis that if we work with active duty military members before they get to Maine, up to a year before they come back, and do proactive self-assessment, resume work, interview prep, and then network for them and pull them into Maine, that they will have a much better chance of quickly getting hired when they get here and starting to contribute back to their communities. Well, the proof of concept is in our results. We've been operating for just about 3 years now as an official 501c3 nonprofit. We have worked with over 75 of our clients, but we call them teammates. We don't call them clients because we're teaming with them. We're not doing this for them. So we've worked with over 75 teammates, and 89% of them were employed within 2 months of coming to Maine. And that's significant because we have 3 goals for Boots2Roots. Number 1 is that folks get hired within 2 months of coming to Maine. Number 2 is that they're connected with all of the community contacts that they need prior to transition and during transition, whether it be a realtor or a veteran service officer or schools for kids or any other kind of community contact that they need. And the third goal is that folks stay in their first post-military job for at least a year. And we've had some great successes with that number as well. 89% of our folks who've been employed have remained employed for at least a year with their first post-military employer. And what we found as we've gone through this process, that with the intense self-assessment and resume work and interview prep and all the time that we put into our teammates, it costs about $2,500 per teammate to put them through the program. And Boots2Roots is funded by all private funding. We're not getting any public funding right now. We had our first major fundraising event last year, and we have a couple of companies that have really invested in us. Dead River Company and Bath Iron Works, they know the value that BIW brings to the community and brings to businesses, and they both gave us a $15,000 matching grant last year. That gave us a tremendous amount of leverage and legitimacy to get us to a point where we're able to hire our much needed first paid employee. Our new program director will start next month, and that will allow us to really build this program to a sustainable level. Boots2Roots is filling a gap that nobody else is filling. We're the only organization in Maine that's working with folks before they come back, which has really proven the key. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and that's what we're trying to do on the front side with Boots2Roots. Our strategic goals in the future are to get to a place where we have 2 paid employees. We have our current program manager. The hope would be that he would fleet up to the executive director. We would hire another program manager, and we would be able to make our processes sustainable, and then be able to actually, we're working on an initiative right now to connect with Department of Defense and the state of Maine so that we can try to proactively reach out to folks that we know are going to separate or retire and plan to come to Maine early, because right now they have to hear about us. So that's one of the efforts that we're engaging in. $100,000 will do a tremendous amount to put us in a place where we are on a sustainable development path. It will give us a lot more leverage to be able to get to meet our strategic goals. And it will allow us to have a sustainable development plan so that Boots2Roots can be here in the future, because this is a gap that's not going to go away. And the goal eventually would be that every single person coming off of active duty, no matter what service, no matter what rank, no matter what skill level, and their families would be connected with Boots2Roots early, and that Boots2Roots would be able to connect them with great Maine businesses, and they will start contributing quickly to our workforce developments here. It's good for our transitioning military members, and it's good for Maine's future. Thanks very much.